Hello. Um, Welcome. Oh, I'm sitting in the wrong place, so you can't see the bonfire. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Adam Lenson. It feels weirdly nerve-wracking to be back. For those of you who are new, thank you for joining us for Signal. Signal is a concert for artist-driven new musical theatre. Originally was for UK-based artists because it was an in-person concert. And then we moved online and it became more global. And we did 9 online concerts and a hybrid concert last year. And we got to about September and we stopped because we thought the world seemed like it was improving, and that we were beginning to be able to go into theatres and stream stuff and do stuff distanced and remotely. But with a third UK lockdown and with winter proving difficult most places on Earth, we decided that it was time to relight the bonfire. For those of you who don't know what that means, I always use the metaphor of the bonfire because of the fact that I used to say that I would knock on a lot of doors to try and convince people that new musical theatre was worth talking about, and they rarely opened the door. So I said to them, I said that to a friend, and a friend said, well, why not stop knocking on doors and build a bonfire for musicals, show people how cool they are and get all the best people there and make it brighter. And soon people will leave the doors that you were knocking on and come to hang out at the bonfire. So that's where we are. I've reconfigured my view to have a fireplace, which emotionally is keeping me warm at the moment, which if not physically. All right, so what are we here to do tonight? We're here to hear 15 new songs from new musicals from writers all over the UK and some in America as well today, and actually from all over the world, I should say. Where possible, mostly the performances are going to be live, which means they are being performed and streamed right now. And that's always been something we've been really keen on because it makes us all feel like we're together, even though we're apart. So props to everybody who is bravely streaming live because it's a bit scary. And yeah, talk along in the chat, make friends. If you fancy posting on social media that you're watching this, fancy posting the link, alpmusicals.com /signal online. Ooh, got a nut stuck in my throat. And then see live. I guess without further ado, let's just start. I'm really, really excited by tonight's lineup, and I'm so excited to introduce you to our first pair of writers. I was lucky enough. Ooh, I'm gonna have a drink. Here we go. All right, there we go. Our first 2 writers, I was lucky enough to meet them as they were on the Rhinebeck Writers Retreat digital residency last summer. I helped stream a concert that they did, and I just thought they were brilliant and their show was brilliant. And I guess one of the silver linings of this time has been connecting with new people that you would probably never have been able to meet. Anyway, we've got 15 songs to hear, so I'm not going to waffle on. I'm going to introduce you straight away to Isabella and Titaya. And I should say before I do that, Isabella is in Minneapolis. Titaya is in Thailand, where it is 2:45 in the morning. And Gemma, who's singing their song, is originally from Australia and is right now in Vienna. So we're starting out global. We hope this works. Here we go, Isabella and Titaya.
Hi, I'm Isabella Dowis, book writer and lyricist, coming to you from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA.
And I'm Titaya Sinutok, composer, and I'm in Chonburi, Thailand. And we are the writers of Half the Sky, a musical which tells the story of an Asian American woman climbing Mount Everest.
In Half the Sky, our protagonist, Orly, sets out to fulfill her childhood dream of climbing Everest, a year after the death of her sister. She joins an international group of mountaineers guided by a young Sherpa woman, and as Orly embarks on her path to the top of the world, memories of her Thai American family and of the unresolved rift between her and her sister begin to surface.
We are very lucky to introduce Gemma Na, who sang the song you're about to hear for the Lenya competition songbook, which was released last fall. We are blown away by Gemma's artistry, and it's such a treat to hear her sing our song.
This song, Outside, is sung by Orly in Act 2, the night before the expedition makes the final push to the summit. So Orly is at Everest Base Camp, alone in her tent, and she's preparing herself to conquer the mountain.
So here's Gemma live from Vienna, Austria, singing Outside from Half the Sky.
You could be anywhere, Mount Hood or Mount Rainier, a tent in darkness in the snow. Why can't you catch your breath? You've trained for this all year, already dizzy, going slow. And every time you close your eyes, a feeling you don't recognize. Why hide from something you don't know? You know that lacing up your boots is easy, zipping up your coat is easy, putting on your hat that you can do. No question, though your heart is beating fast now, there's no use in going back now. Open up the tent and walk through. Just go outside. Take only what you need, just for a couple days, just like a weekend on the road. You don't have room for pain. That burning goes away. It won't protect you from the cold. Don't even try to win this fight. You're never gonna sleep tonight. Some things are out of your control, but you know that lacing up your boots is easy, zipping up your coat is easy, putting on your hat that you can do. No question, though your heart is beating fast now, there's no chance in going back now. Open up the tent and walk through. Mantung wala tijakawadan sujud mai. Mantung wala tijakawadan sujud mai. I know it's time to go. Lacing up my boots, I'm ready. Take another breath, I'm ready. All my bags are packed and overhead it's clear as crystal. Though my heart is beating fast now, there's no way I'm going back now. No more time to question why I'm here. Now I'm here, standing outside.
Thank you so much, Gemma. Wow, what a way to kick us back off. What a glorious song. Beautiful. And thank you so much for Isabella and Tataya for joining us. No matter the geographical restrictions, that's incredible. Okay, so from global, we now move to Brighton, and our next writer, I was lucky enough to direct his first digital musical. So what I mean by that is he did, some of you might have seen Signal Online a few times last year, and began writing a show to utilize the technology that we had been using in Signal Online to write a digital show. It was called Shift Alt Right. It premiered in October of last year, and it was a huge hit, and was the first thing of its kind, I think. I will say that it's still available to watch on the ALP Musicals website, alpmusicals.com/shift-alt-right. And it's a fully digital musical. It's not meant for theatres. It's meant to be seen online, shot with 4 cameras and 3 remote cast members and 1 in-person cast member. But after completing that, the writer was like, I don't know why no one else is copying me. Why is no one else writing digital musicals? They're great. You can put them on. People get paid. They're inexpensive. They get seen by people all over the world. But, my inbox has not been inundated, but it has been inundated with new messages from him because he's starting on his second digital musical, which we're hoping to be able to premiere later this year once he has finished writing it. Streamed probably from a location that is not a theatre, and streamed fully live, as you'd probably expect. Anyway, to tell you more about this first song from his next digital musical, the incredible Hilmi Jaden.
Hi, it's Hilmi here. I posted a transcript of what I'm about to say on Twitter for anyone who needs it. So, this song is from a new digital musical that I'm writing, as Adam said. It's called Employees Must Wash Hands. In it, Charlotte is a regional manager at Burger Kind, a national fast food chain that is going through a couple of PR disasters. In addition to the recent allegations of sexual abuse involving CEO and founder Sebastian Kind, the company is also dealing with unsubstantiated claims that one of their locations is being used as a meeting ground for an underground pedophile ring linked to high-ranking members of the Democratic Party. In this song, Charlotte pumps herself up for a meeting with the CEO in which she will be pitching her proposal for a new marketing campaign, Be Kind, Be Burger Kind. This is to accompany the rollout of a new mental health awareness burger. All the while, she's grappling with the sudden realization that she herself may have been instrumental in the cover-up of one of the aforementioned sexual abuse cases. It's a lot, I know. And here to perform the song is the incredible Joanna Clark.
When you're close to giving in, and you swear to God you just can't win, you need a motto that comes with a guarantee. Believe you me, if you think you just can't cope, if you think you're just clean out of hope, you've got to lighten up, brush off and brighten up. No more Mr. Misanthrope. Be positive, be compassionate. It's just a state of mind. Be glorious and be victorious, and above all else, be kind. Be kind. blame it all on God knows who. But we could do without the outrage. Love, baby, love, that's all you gotta do. Be positive, be compassionate. It's just a state of mind. Be glorious and be victorious. And above all else, be kind. Believe me, buddy, I know what's best for you. Believe me, buddy, I know what's best for you. Believe me, buddy, I know what's best for you. So leave the doubt behind. Be positive, be compassionate. It's just a state of mind. Be glorious and be victorious. And above all else, be kind. Be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind, be kind.
Thanks so much, Joanna, and thanks so much, Hilmi. Hilmi is well known for writing incredibly dark songs. It's lovely to hear a bop from him, but also one that is embedded in such obviously dark circumstances. I can't wait for that show. And I hope he'll be. Funnily enough, the reason that this Signal Online happened, I wasn't sure that 2021. Was the year of more Signal Onlines, but I messaged Hilmi and said, what are you up to? How's the writing going? And he said, I haven't written anything since Shift or Right. And I was like, well, what if we did a Signal? Would you write a song for that? And he went, yeah, I guess I'd have to. So that's kind of one of the reasons to do this, I suppose, which is to give writers a deadline. So thank you to them. On to our next show, a Signal favorite and a favorite of mine. This show is about the Battle of Cable Street, when, as I'm sure they will go on to say, when a group of Londoners said enough was enough and stood together against fascism, which unfortunately seems like it is only growing more relevant, although we wish it wouldn't. And yeah, the show started its life at Signal back in 2018, found its book writer, Alex Konevsky, via Signal, was fully commissioned as a consequence of that, and is now, its full version is nearly written and ahead of a reading and a workshop. Here to tell you about the show is its composer lyricist Tim Gilvin, and here to sing a song from it is Olivia, who's also the show's dramaturg. So we're keeping it in the family tonight, and here to kick us off is Tim Gilvin.
Hey everyone, welcome to rainy Wiltshire. I'm here in Bradford-on-Avon, and it's great to be back at Signal Online after what feels like quite a long time away. So, we first did our first song from Cable Street back in 2018, as Adam said, and it's been on a real journey since then. We're sort of 6 weeks away from finishing our first draft, so it's been a real Signal journey. We've got this commission from 10 to 4 Productions. We're very excited about the future of the show. I think Adam did pretty much everything I wanted to say there. It's a story of a sort of diverse and disparate community in the East End of London in 1936, and the ways in which they came together to fight fascism, which at that time was really on the rise in England. So throughout the writing process, we've been really lucky to work with Olivia Mace, who's an incredible writer, actor and singer, and she's been really helping as a dramaturg on this show, helping us be honest with ourselves about which bits we could maybe already cut. So without further ado, this song is called Bread and Roses. It's sung by Mairead, who's a girl from an Irish Catholic family, and she's working late at night in the Jewish-owned bakery where she works, which is downstairs from the flat where she lives with her family. So hope you enjoy it. Take it away, Olivia.
Wiping down the bench, sweeping up the flour, making sure we're set for the morning. Stocking up the coal, brushing down the oven, stack the stale bread for the poor kids. And I can hear the children upstairs start crying, and I know that Ma will want help with the ironing. At least here it's quiet. We should have bread and roses, that's what the women say. Bread, I suppose, is safety, shelter, food on your plate, and roses must be the music and poems and stories and songs that make the bread worth all the work. Waking up at 4, come and light the fire, head back up the stairs to help with wiping arses and washing clothes. So I go singing in the pub on a Friday night, thought that would help bring some roses, but nothing grows. And in between the bakery and the bassinet, something's gotta give. I'm amazed it hasn't happened yet. At least here it's quiet. We should have bread and roses, that's what the women say. I'm not sure they know just how long the bread takes and how little is left of the day. For the roses, you have to make time for the poems and stories and songs that make the bread worth all the work. In here with the flour, the yeast and the malt, the world's a bit further away, and the distance makes it all come to a halt, and the words come together with something to say. Maybe one day these words will have a life of their own and be spoken aloud with all their petals and thorns, and they won't need to ask for Molly Malone. These words are mine and they're yours. We should have bread and roses. One day I hope that we will. Bread for the strength as the day closes, a fire behind your grill, and roses, a beautiful bunch of the poems and stories and songs that make it worth grinding the seed, that make the dough worth the knead, make the rice worth the wait, that give a reason for the bread on your
Thank you so much. That was glorious. And yeah, thanks Liv for singing that and for helping us shape the show so brilliantly. On to our next our next act. And I still have not met these writers in person, even though they live in London. When Beam Festival got cancelled in March of last year, there was a virtual version of it where people posted audio and parts of their show, and I really loved what they were writing. Got in touch with them, asked if they wanted to do Signal, and they've done, I think, 3 Signals online since then, and they are brilliant. I also want to mention that brilliant actor producer Amy Bridges got in touch with me a month or 2 ago and said, on the recommendation of another writer, and said she was interested in had an idea for a short series of standalone podcast musicals, which would be sort of 10 to 20 minutes long, standalone, but a kind of rolling series of them. I said I would absolutely love to be part of it, and 2 of the writers in tonight's Signal are performing songs that are going to be from the first season of said podcast musical series, which is called Podsicles, which we just found so catchy and does what it says, and no one had the Instagram or the Twitter yet. So follow Podsicles at Podsicles. You know how it's spelled already. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the brilliant Eleanor and Megan.
Hello everybody, thanks again Adam for putting on this online concert. It's been so wonderful hearing all these brilliant new musicals each concert that we've had. So many of them now, it's amazing. So as Adam said, this evening we're presenting a song from a new musical that will be part of a podcast series. So it's just a short kind of audio play version of a musical that we have called House of 1,000 Stories, and it's set in a bookshop that's run by 2 sisters. It's a family bookshop, and one of the sisters has decided to fly the nest and go traveling. So this story is about the conflicts between caring for your family and caring for yourself, and being able to kind of nurture both things at the same time, which can feel so overwhelming sometimes. And this song is the title song. It's called 1,000 Stories, and my composer Megan Hughes is going to be singing that for you this evening, so I hope you all enjoy it.
Here's Jane Austen, she knows everything about love stories. Open up and you will find a magnificent story, and let it unfold before you. Or there's Hardy, as some say, quite the feminist. He wrote a story about a woman who was ruined by men, but then still finds the strength to go on through sorrow. I open the cover and find my escape to a place somewhere different that's miles away, and I know my own story awaits me one day, just a step away. There's a world out there somewhere, and it's calling my name. An adventure lies waiting, and it burns like a flame. There are thousands of stories that have yet to be told, waiting just outside my door. Then there's Homer, set sail around the world and met more of life.
discovered more than I could ever imagine inside these four walls. Now it's time to tear them down. So then, when I snap shut my little paradise, I open my eyes and see a world that's waiting here at the end of my fingertips, burning for more. Watch me fly, running, chasing, my heart racing to the sky. Winds are changing, storms are raging. Finally, I'll be flying so free out there where I'm meant to be. See the world out there waiting, hear it calling my name, and this hunger for more, well, it burns like a flame. And there are thousands of stories I can't wait to be told, and I need something more, and who knows what lies in store, waiting just outside my door.
Thank you so much, Eleanor Griffiths and Megan Hughes. Oh, such beautiful, beautiful and intelligent music and lyrics, and I'm really excited for that audio musical. I think there's something so nice about I've got my headphones on now. There's something so nice about putting your headphones on and having an experience that is designed for headphones and kind of the right length. So really excited about Particles. Thanks, Amy, for getting me involved. And yeah, here we go. All right, so the next two writers are in Scotland. They have moved around a fair bit during the last year. They're in London, they're in Nottingham, London and Nottingham, then Glasgow and London, and now they're both in Scotland. And they have become regular collaborators of mine because following a big industry Zoom, we founded Make Your Own Musicals, which is a company that creates activity packs so that children and families can write their own musicals, essentially, write their own short musicals that has backing tracks and loads of prompts and advice and kind of dramaturgy for families and advice on writing lyrics. And it's such a brilliant idea, and it's been so wonderful working with them. So yeah, if you've got youngsters in your life, go to makeyourownmusicals.com. So they just graduated last year. Well, they didn't quite graduate because of the pandemic, from the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. They're writers, they're performers, they're active musicians, they're business creators, they're entrepreneurs, they're amazing. And they did a new song for Signal Online 5 or 6, I think it was, last year. Then they were shortlisted for the Stars and Drew Best New Song Award twice. And I've been hassling to write a new song for a while. And here it is. And I think it's from a new show as well, so I'm sure they'll tell you all about it. Here is Jonathan O'Neill and Isaac Savage.
Cheers, Adam. So actually the song that we're presenting tonight is from the same show that our song in Signal 5 was, which we're currently working on a title, but for now the working title is The White Feather Brigade, which is an actor muso show that we're developing based on historical events in World War I set in the town of Folkestone, Kent, where not only was there the White Feather movement, where girls were asked by the government to give white feathers to men that weren't in uniform to shame them into enlisting into the army, but it was also the port that soldiers went off to France and where all the Belgian refugees came and landed in Britain to take refuge from the war. So our show sort of explores the relationship between Britain and Belgium and its people in the sort of exploring the immigration attitudes then compared to now. It starts off a lot nicer, and then as the show goes on, you sort of see the attitudes towards immigration cropping up like they are today, and it follows the stories of two mothers, a Belgian mother and a British mother. And the last song we did in Signal was one of the songs from the Belgian mother. But today we've actually got the opening number called 11:30 Square, which is based on a poem by Cicely Fox-Smith. And this is a poem that's based on a place in Belgium where there was a clock tower. The town was one of the front lines of the war, and loads of the buildings got destroyed, but there was a single clock tower that survived, but the clock stopped on 11:30. So all the British soldiers that passed through commonly used the name 11:30 Square to describe where they were going or coming from. And we thought that it would be a really nice poem and song to introduce the two worlds of the musical, one in Belgium and one in Britain. So this is sort of the introduction and sets the mood for the piece. And here to sing it is my writing partner, Isaac Savage, also doing a little bit of acting music for you. So hope you enjoy.
There's a town I know in Flanders, there's not much else to say, but it's pretty much like most towns when the war has passed its way. There's tumbled shops and houses, and there's brickbats everywhere, and a place the British soldiers call 11:30 Square. There's an old clock tower up there, it's forgotten how to chime, with its little fingers pointing to the same forgotten time. And the world, it keeps on turning, but it makes no difference there, for it never gets no later in 11:30 Square. But it's waiting, 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 just the same as you and me, for the same world, only better than the old one used to be. And I've got a funny notion that I wish I could be there when 12 o'clock is striking in 11:30 Square. You could walk for half a day there, and there's not a soul to meet, in the empty smashed up houses and the empty sandbagged street. They've packed their bag up long since, and they've gone for change of air, but you can bet it ain't no holiday, 11:30 Square. But it's waiting, 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 just the same as you and me, for the same world, only better than the old one used to be. And I've got a funny notion that I wish I could be there when 12 o'clock is striking in 11:30 Square.
Thank you so much, Jonathan and Isaac. When they said they wanted to do this song, Isaac said, I think I want to play the accordion and have a click track and then have a live, a recorded track with backing vocals come in. Does that sound complicated? And we were like, it might be complicated. It was quite complicated and was hugely risky technically, but it happened and Isaac pulled it off. So congratulations. And I don't know, at a time when there is not much risk in terms of performance, it's nice to leap a bit and see what the hell happens. So thanks for trying that, and congratulations on an opening number. All right, so our next writer is one of the most prolific writers I know. She's 20 years old. I think I'm going to get this wrong, but I think she's written 5 full musicals. I mean, at least 2 during the last year, which have been recorded, and concept albums have been released and mixed and orchestrated. So creative, so brilliantly entrepreneurial, and just sort of isn't waiting around. And by the time that she reaches her rightful place in the kind of musical theatre firmament, we'll have about 30 shows to be able to stage in a huge season, and it's really exciting to know her. Here to introduce I should just quickly say, obviously all of the songs were mostly live all night, but there are a couple of occasions where the internet or technical stuff has got in the way, and we want to prioritize the song over what would be a very, very technically glitchy or tricky performance. So the next song is going to be a brilliant video, which was only recorded yesterday anyway, but I'm just letting you know, not live, but still wonderful. Okay, taking you now to the amazing Charlie Eglinton to tell you all about it.
Hi, gosh, thanks so much, Adam. I mean, what am I meant to say to that? So I'm Charlie, and tonight I'm going to be premiering a song from my musical Colours. And Colours is about a mythical island off of Ireland called Criarrick, which gets forgotten about for 600 years. And then in 1801, a map is rediscovered by the English military, and they set off on a voyage to find it. And in 1801, there was an Act of Union, which was passed, which kind of united all of Ireland under the English crown, which meant if there was a monarchy still living on Criarrick, they were going to have to abdicate. And turned out there was. And the king wouldn't abdicate. The princess Aidan, so the king's daughter, had to go on a quest into the other side of the world to try and separate people and the island before the English could completely annex it. But the song I am premiering tonight is called These Hands, and follows English captain Cassidy Fay on the night that the English arrive on the island, and this huge celebration is thrown in their honour. And he's just come over from serving in the East India Company, so he can anticipate exactly what's going to happen while these Irish people are completely unaware. But these dancers are having a great time. He's kind of having a dramatic episode, and this is what the song is, and it's performed by the stunning Grant Cartwright.
These hands are trembling again. Because I look around and despair. All I see is a people who are dancing and are smiling and are free. Let me not dance tonight, but tomorrow we lead them in to They take these hands so quick to trust. They don't know the damage that these hands have done and will do again. How can so many pools of tears and pools of blood ever be shed from just one pair of with pride. I don't want to fight anymore. Just run right now and escape it all. But so long as I wear this uniform, these colors, all these medals and my name, then I'm bound to repeat my damage again and again and again. My hands are trembling again. This trembling will never end till I repair my damage and fix these broken hands. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic. Now, whizzing across the globe, live before the writer has to take a phone call. This is the amazing Mark Sonnenblick, who I met on, I think, one of his first days in New York after college. I was visiting, it must have been about 2015. I'd always hoped to work with him, but we lived in different countries. But now no one really lives anywhere, and location doesn't mean anything. He did a couple of Signal Onlines last year, and he's back with another amazing song. So taking you now to New York and to Mark Sonnenblick.
Hey, I'm Mark. This is incredible. That song was gorgeous. These concerts are incredible. Very excited to be a part of it. I'm playing a new song called Fall Back on Me. I'm gonna try to play guitar on my keyboard. I usually like playing a piano, but I have a keyboard, and so I was like, I'll do a guitar sound and try to play with the backing track, and everyone else is really expert at that, and we'll see how this goes. So at some point you'll see me start a backing track, and we'll see what happens. This song, it takes place, it's like a boy and a girl, and the girl's having a hard time, and the guy knows this, and he's kind of like, look, it's late night, the stars are out, they're kind of in a field, and he's just sort of like, I'm your friend. And that's kind of what the song is. When you do what you were supposed to, but you don't get what you planned. Now I ain't saying that I've been through what you've been through, just some things I can understand. If tonight you are a falling star, a firefly in a mason jar, so close, but caught so far from where you want to land. You can always fall back on me, friend.
is to lean on. I will always be. Fall back on me. You try to shake your faith away, but the sun won't rise and the rain won't break. If at any time it helps to take my hand, you can fall back on me, dear. You don't need a reason. Call and I will be here. Call and I will be here. I will always be. Fall back on me.
And they're kind of in love with something like that. Wow. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, Mark. What a gorgeous song. So many gorgeous songs today. It's really interesting because for those of you who haven't watched before, we don't curate the songs, we curate the writers, and the writers can do whatever they want. So there's no real way of planning the evening. We pick the running order at about an hour before the concert starts, but sometimes the mood of the moment is kind of like filtered through the concert, and it's kind of lovely. So yeah, there's been a real emotive, chill vibe, which is something that I am feeling a lot of right now. So last song of the act, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that beneath me, alpmusicals.com/donate, wrestled a lot with the idea of monetization for events that are a lot of work, and obviously have monetized digital productions in the past sort of 6 months, but really felt that Signal should be accessible and open to anyone who decides to watch it. But obviously it takes time. There are lots of artists involved, and there's lots of sort of planning and things on the foot. So if you are settling in to watch this evening, and we're suggesting a donation of £5 per viewer. Obviously, you don't have to. Obviously, only if you're in circumstances where you feel that you are able. But if you plan to come to this and you are here and you can, we'd really appreciate you making a donation. lpmusicals.com/donate. And now our last song before we take a 15-minute intermission for you to get a drink, go to the toilet, and tweet on social media and prepare for another 7 incredible songs. It really is an amazing lineup, and I'm glad to be here with you sharing those songs. So the next writer is the inimitable Christian Chorney. Chris wrote the show Stages, which was on the week before the first lockdown, essentially the week before coronavirus came to the UK in its fully fledged form. It was sort of the last audience that we had, and as well as writing new songs for Stages, Chris and I have been working together at Theatrical.Solutions, which is, God, so many plugs tonight, but it's a company that facilitates a load of theatrical stuff at a budget that people probably think is unaffordable to them. But lately we've of course been focusing on transmedia, hybrid streaming, videography, that kind of thing. So actually, Chris has been so brilliant in helping me with that he sort of stopped writing Stages. But our plan is that we get Stages 2.0 written and out there in the fourth quarter of this year. I said to him, do you want to do a song at Signal? He said yes. But then actually we were so busy working together, doing things like Public Domain, and then he streamed my solo show this weekend and has been so busy that actually we decided it was best for him not to just write a song out of nowhere, and that what he should do was sit down, come up with the dramaturgical structure of the piece, and then figure out the songs to write. So we'll be seeing new songs from Stages at a future Signal Online, or hopefully Signal in person. But we suddenly realized that there was a song that we absolutely loved, a song that felt like it would reignite our passion for Stages, and hopefully yours too. It's never been seen in any concerts. It's only been seen in the production. It's never been released online. So only a small Vault Theatre audience ever saw it sung, and it feels like a great way to kick Stages back off. Please, if you speak to Chris or are messaging, please just tell him, just keep writing the show, keep planning the show, because it really is going to blow your mind, the 2.0 version of it, when what is in his head gets out into the world. But without further ado, I'm going to take you to Christian Shawnee to tell you more about it. Here we go.
Hiya, thanks Adam. So Adam said this is a song from Stages 1.0, which is nice to revisit after a while. If you don't know about Stages, it is an interactive video game musical that follows a family as they try to deal with something somewhat impossible. Basically, it's a family of 4, and the mother of that family gets a terminal cancer diagnosis. And their son, Aiden, who is autistic and loves video games, sees the world in some ways as a video game, tries to fix this diagnosis, shall we say, by playing the game his own way and trying to find a solution. And anyway, the audience get to control and play the game as well and make some of those choices for Aiden. But as part of that family, Aiden has a sibling called Lee, who is non-binary and has also had to somewhat be in second place as a second player to Aiden's story for their whole life, even though they're in fact the older sibling of Aiden. And so in this song we're about to see, Lee somewhat doesn't get annoyed by that fact, but somewhat vents their frustration at being always player 2 and having to support other players in their life, even though you don't necessarily regret that decision or do it begrudgingly, but sometimes it'd be nice to be player 1. So I am very happy to introduce back to Stages and back to Signal Online the incredible H. Wiley, who also has a great social media presence at H. Wiley on Instagram and on Twitter. And if you go there, they have a GoFundMe account set up for their top surgery. So check that out as well. So thank you. Here is H. Wiley singing Whose Game Am I In?
Choose to begin. I came first but placed second, and have to count it as a blessing. I know it's my role, I know it's the right thing to do. I'm the eldest, I'm the easiest, but I'm tired of being player 2. Whose game am I in? As a character on the side, whose game am I in? Left to navigate without a guide. I guess that it's mine, and I'm playing it fine, but it's not my design. Whose game am I in? I wish I could ask to play something else, see if my name's on the shelf. I'd make all my own choices, find out how loud my real voice is. I know that I can't, I know I must wait for my chance. It's too complex, who knows what is next? When it's my time, I'll be ready to advance. When will my game begin? I need my own world to explore. When will my game begin? I want to leave the new high school. Sure, it's mine, I'll be taking my time, and if I screw up, it's fine. When will my game begin?
as a character who is learning to continue to breathe while they're trying to breathe a loss they can't conceive. Whose game will I be in? Whose game will I be in? Whose game will I be in when I leave?
Thank you so much, H. Thank you so much, Chris. That is our interval. We're going to take about 15 minutes, so we'll be back probably bang on 9 o'clock UK. If you can tell people to switch on for Act 2, or donate us something, or have a drink, or post on social media or something, I don't know, then we would be really appreciative. I will see you in 15 minutes for 7 more incredible songs. See you in a bit. Bye. welcome back. Hope you had a lovely interval. I warmed my hands on the bonfire. It was great. It feels so weird to be back. As I said, I really didn't intend that we would have to do another year in lockdown. I intended that we would be back in person at Signal in 2021, but there is something very lovely about being able to be here with you all and be here with these songwriters and know that we're all here together at the same time, kind of like sharing in something. And I know there've been a lot of debates about what constitutes theatre. Is it a shared experience? Is it all being in a room together? Is it and for me, the idea of that shared experience, that kind of temporal togetherness, and knowing there's a kind of risk and that there's also a kind of like a cost, but also a kind of a requisite, a counterbalancing kind of like output because of that. And I don't know, it just means a lot that you're all here, and it's a bright light in a strangely horrible winter. All right, so without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next writer, who has done, again, I think 2 or 3 Signal Onlines. We had a coffee just before lockdown, just before the world changed, where this brilliant actor musician said to me that he really wanted to write and hadn't really focused on it enough, writing for musical theatre. I said he absolutely should, because I knew what an incredible musician he was and what a great thinker, and the ideas that he had to give us. And so he started writing a musical, and then he's actually started writing another musical. But it's so brilliant that I think I'm right in saying that his first musical theatre song as a writer was at Signal Online, and so it gives me great pleasure to welcome him back with the first performance of a song from a complete show that he has written, and he has some very good news about that show, which I'm so delighted that he's going to be able to get to share with you right now. So without further ado, here's the brilliant Matthew Harvey.
Good evening. It's so lovely to be back here at Signal. I've been my 9 to 5 staring at the clock all day. So hello. I went up to the Barn Theatre in Cirencester in October to watch Marry Me a Little and to chat with Yuan Lewis about possibly working on something. And it happened to be the day that they announced the second lockdown was happening. So I was there thinking, great, one chance gone. But I had a meeting with Yuan the next day, and he said, well, we'll still do something, it's fine, which was like remarkably calm and optimistic of him. And to be honest, they've been doing so well over lockdown. They've done so many live streams and new work and everything. So I said, right, well, what shall I do? And he said, I don't mind, do anything you like, maybe something about today, but whatever. It's just got to be able to either be live or streamed or something. So I had this idea that the things that have been really special to me sort of during this whole year are that there's still people making theatre and there's still good stuff happening and there's stuff like this sort of amidst the darkness. So I had this idea of writing a song cycle about the world ending, maybe, which is cheery, I know, but there'd be 7 people and it's all just like 7 different stories of people going, right, well, the world might be ending in a week, so I'm going to go out and do something really good. I'm going to do something I've always wanted to do. I'm going to see somewhere or get something done that I needed to do. So this song I'm going to sing is the first song from it. It's called The Road. It's about a guy who has had this old motorbike in his garage that his dad left him. And he's like, right, I'm going to fix it, finally. So hopefully you can see the song cycle. It's called Now or Never, at the Barn soon, we hope. And I'm working it with the amazing Freddie Tapner is helping me with the music. And I want to give a big shout out to my upstairs neighbour, Sophie, who probably knows it all off by heart by now. Busted lights, worn out wheels, chrome and steel beneath
100 shades of gray, broken chains, ancient breaks, weeks of work I left too late. Now I've got days, 5 days to fix, 2 days to ride. You're a mess, but don't you fret. Come what may, your racing days ain't over yet. I'll fix you up, just like I said. Not good as new, but you'll be good as you can get. 5 days to fix, 2 days to ride. Then it's me in the road before it's closed. I want nothing left to lose or left undone. Only the road, and wherever it goes, I'll be racing till those closing moments come. Hit the road and go as far as I can go before it closes. This'll work, well it might. They stopped making these in 1985. All the things that I could finish if only I had time. But she's gotta run for a while, not for long, and a while's all we got tonight. 4 days gone, 1 more to go, and then oh, it's just me and the road before it's closed. I want nothing left to lose or left undone. Only the road, and wherever it goes, I'll be racing when those closing moments come. Hit the road and go as far as I can go. Broken parts and no instructions. What a job to leave your kid. I'll fix her up. I can't wait to tell you that I did. Bring me the road before it's closed. I've got nothing left to lose or left undone. Only the road, yeah, wherever it goes. Burning rubber, screeching tires, roaring engine, breathing fire as I ride toward what lies beyond the road before I go.
Whoa! That was amazing. Thank you so much, Matt. What a performance. And what a way to kick off Act 2. And very, very excited for that show. Congrats to you, and cannot wait to either get to the barn or be streaming that show. Yeah, the barn have been wonderful at transmedia and hybrid work and really putting their stage to use at an impossible time. So congrats to them and congrats to Matt. Hopefully see you at Signal really soon. Okay, so our next writer tells me that they started writing the song that you're about to hear when I texted them to ask them if they could do Signal. So it's a new song, hopefully from a new show, and I heard it for the first time today, and you're about to hear it for the first time along with the rest of the world. This was one of those situations where we teched it live, and it was just a little bit too glitchy and scary, and it seemed like it would probably do the song a disservice for it to join you live. But the writer is valiantly going to join you live, and then they made a brilliant video between the hours of about 3 and 7 today. In fact, I got it at about 7:15 p.m. tonight, so practically, and I haven't watched it yet, so that sort of fits the definition of live, and also it's been brilliantly captioned as well, which is lovely thing, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Rolly Bother. Here we go.
Hello! A transcription of everything I'm saying will be at a link in the chat next to the video, and it's also being tweeted from @ALP Musicals on Twitter if you need that. Thanks to Adam and the whole team for having me on. Thanks to Adam once again for mispronouncing my surname. Both are. So this song, Miss You, is from a show that's at the very, very early stages of existing, in that it's more of an idea than a show, and that I only started thinking about that idea properly once Adam asked if I wanted to do this concert. So the paint is very, very wet on this one. The character who sings this song has essentially discovered that they have superpowers following a tragic accident which took the life of their long-term partner. Miss You comes as our protagonist sees that partner in a dream or a vision months after the accident. It's a reckoning with grief and with the pressure that the wider world is placing on our protagonist to become a hero. I'm pretty much channeling my teenage emo phase into a musical here. And by teenage emo phase, I obviously mean my current emo phase. Massive thanks to Peter Wilson for playing the guitar on this one, and to H. Wiley for all of their help with my singing. They're an incredible teacher, so hit them up. Because of my consistently awful Wi-Fi, we're going to cut to a performance of this song in my living room from all of 3 hours ago when there was a little more daylight. I hope you like it. Thanks.
So good to see you again. I've missed you. It's dark here, but I'm not scared. I'm with you. It's been so long since I've seen your face. I thought that maybe I'd forgotten, but how could I forget you? There's a whole world that I'm supposed to say, but I don't think that it's worth it. It's not fucking worth it if I can't save you. If I could turn back time, I'd run to your side. God, I want you, oh, I want you back. So good to see you again. feel so grounded. Out there, I get lost in my head. All these thoughts keep circling round, and it sounds like the end. I'm trying to be the best that I can, but I can't help but be who I am. I've opened my eyes, but I can't see. If I could turn back time, I'd run to your side. God, I want you, oh, I want you back. If I could turn back time, I'd run to your side. God, I want you, oh, I want you back.
Thank you so much to Roly Bother. I'm sorry, I might have still mispronounced it, but I have trouble with both pronunciations of the first and surname, so I'm sorry. But what an amazing song. I feel like the entire vibe of this signal is a little bit emo tinted, and it makes a great deal of sense when you think about it. So thank you for contributing to that. It's the vibe I needed. And to be honest, I remember, as I said last year, that whatever the vibe we needed was the vibe the signal gave us. It was something strange about the zeitgeist moment of writers bringing what they fancied. So I'm always appreciative of that, and the song fitting the moment, regardless of what the song or the moment is. It gives me great pleasure to welcome back our next writer. She did a song at Signal 5 back when we were in person. It was so cool, and there was a band, and I watched the video last week, and I just thought that was nice, having a house band and having lights and 180 people being crushed into a room that was meant to have 120 people drinking over expensive cocktails in central London. I hope we get to do that again someday. But in the meantime, it's so lovely to be able to go directly to people's workspaces, to people's rooms, to sort of see their work as they're making it. And there's, something really kind of lovely about getting to that close-up look at writers and their work, and often work that is very, as Roly said, the paint is very wet, which is something I absolutely love. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome back this artist to Signal Online, and I can't wait for her to tell you about her song and to sing it for you. So going live now to Anushka Lucas.
Hello. Hi. I firstly want to thank Adam for giving me a reason to tidy my bedroom, which I've been putting off for about 5 days. And I suddenly was like, oh my God, loads of people are going to see my bedroom. So thank you. It's a delight to be back at Signal. I'm going to be singing a song from a show that I was developing before the pandemic with two of my friends that I wrote a show called Sparks with a couple of years ago. And recently we've been working on a new show called Canon. When I say recently, I mean 2019, which I think was last week. And we were just about to go into our second round of workshops with Trafalgar when we all went home instead. And then a funny thing happened where I started writing other music, and Jess, who's writing the book, started writing other stuff, and Jess, who's dramaturging, also started doing other stuff, and we all just kind of shelved it. And recently it started gestating again, is that the right word? And it's been at the front of my brain. So this is from Canon, which is a story about a family. in London, and throughout all of Act 1 you've mostly seen the father and the daughter, and the dad is charming and arrogant and drunk, and the daughter is 17, and they keep talking about this mum who's on a work trip and she works very hard and you haven't seen her, and it's slowly been descending into minor chaos. And then the mum appears halfway through Act 1 and she sings this song called Walls. I'm going to take this out, don't need that bit. Every second I run out of time, running in circles and nothing is mine, holding and holding and holding on more, until I can come home. I'm safe when I'm home. Home, I'm safe when I'm home. Here is his chair, her shoes over there, the carpet where we spilt the wine. Out in the world I have learned to behave. Climbed and I grew and I give and I gave, and every step is a step to be brave, until I can come home and rest in my home. Home when my children are grown. My husband will be sat right beside me with every memory we made. Oh, these walls are safekeeping, safekeeping. 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 My key in the lock, I can finally breathe. I love to return, I think that's why I leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anushka. That was such a vibe. I think, yeah, that's what the signal has been, such a vibe, and I'm grateful for it, and lovely to hear a new song. And I love that thing where something has been, you've been unable to write something or you've been unable to push ahead with something, and it's sort of been in the background, and then for some reason the times change and it kind of becomes foregrounded. I like it when people obey that feeling and just get something written. And what a great song. So our next song is another from forthcoming Podsicles that I spoke about in the first act. As I said, Amy Bridges came up with the idea of an ongoing series of short, self-contained musicals of all types, all shapes and sizes, all different themes by all types of writer, but sort of primarily designed for podcasts and for headphones. And this is the second pre-Podsicle treat that you're going to get. It comes from a transatlantic writing duo, a book writer who's in New York and a songwriter who is in London. And that sort of cross Atlantic collaboration doesn't feel at all weird right now, because we're all collaborating with people that we don't get to see via the wonders of the internet. So yeah, for another sneak peek of Podsicles, I would once again compel you to go to @Podsicles on Instagram, Twitter, I think Facebook, and sort of get following, because some cool stuff is going to be coming out into your ears in the forthcoming future, and you're going to get to hear some of that now. So it was with great pleasure that we travel to the amazing Eamon O'Dwyer.
Hello, I'm Eamon O'Dwyer, and I am the composer and lyricist for Unexpected Beautiful, which is, as Adam just said, one of the brand new Podsicles that's coming really soon. So I'm really excited about that. It started life as a play by my great friend and collaborator, Siobhan, who lives in New York. And it's a very simple story about two people who meet on a subway in New York on Christmas Eve. Daphne's just come out of a bad relationship. Phineas has just tried to kill himself, and they meet and share a connection. Nothing romantic, just one of those intersecting moments that people in big cities have. And in this song, Subway, Phineas sings about the pull of the void and the feeling that he gets when he stands on the subway platform. This is Subway from Unexpected Beautiful. Did you ever stand on the platform of the subway right before the train comes in? You feel it coming before you see it, before you hear it. Stand on the edge of the platform of the subway right before the train comes in. The smell of rust and dirty water is carried on the breeze. Your foot on the edge of the platform of the subway, waiting for the train to come in. You sense the shift. You feel the rumble, and you've forgotten how to breathe. You see the lights, the bright, bright lights. You hear the roar, and there's this moment as it passes, and the air is on your face, and it is pushing you away, and it is trying to pull you in, and you just hang there for a second in the silence and the space, and you're weightless and you're free.
Thanks so much, Eamon. That was such a cool song, and obviously you can tell I'm listening to this evening through headphones, and it is really cool through headphones. If you want to listen back after, because it's kind of mixed in amazing stereo effects, which Podsicles will be as well. So anyway, that's as good a marketing ploy as there could be. But yeah, thanks again to Amy, and thanks to Megan and Eleanor and Eamon and Siobhan for jumping on the Podsicle train. All right. We're drawing near to the end of the evening. 3 more songs. And it gives me great pleasure to welcome back a Signal stalwart. Has been at many of the in-person Signals and many of the Signal Onlines, and he's a rock to so many in the musical theatre community with his work for New UK Musicals, the amazing site that sells writers' sheet music and promotes the UK writers scene. He set up an amazing database for active musicians, which has been incredible, and it's just basically a force of nature for writers, especially in the UK, but all over the world. I'm just going to say quickly before I announce him that yesterday I put together my first Spotify playlist, which was it's got about 50 songs on, and it was amazing to be able to get writers such as this next one who I admired, who had work that was on Spotify, and put them all in one place. And so at the moment it's like a really amazing vibe. The whole playlist has writers from UK, from America, from Canada, from Australia, and and more. And it's I don't know, I'm going to be updating it every week. So if you want to listen to a bunch of incredibly cool, brilliant new musicals, and have it refreshed often, then I will post the link in the chat once Darren has got started, and I'll put it on Twitter as well. All right, so it gives me great pleasure with a new song that was clearly written in response to the times that we're living in, but intended to hopefully bring a bit of a smile and a bit of a boppy vibe. This is the inimitable Darren Clark.
Hello everybody. I'm now live because Adam forgot to go to the card. This makes me very happy. I was wearing a mask, see? Look, check it out. I'm safe. I had a negative test on Monday, so I'm super stoked about that. So this song is it's called Lockdown, which I understand is something that people can relate to. I wanted to write a song that people could relate to, so I thought, well, I'll write a song called Lockdown because people can relate to that. No, this is actually from a new show that I am writing in collaboration and based upon an idea by my collaborator Jennifer Longley. We are down in Maidstone at the moment, and we have recently sort of come up with this idea for a show called Nativity Lockdown, which is basically the Nativity, but set in lockdown. So we've been working on this show, and obviously we didn't get to do it last year because of lockdown. So we're hoping maybe we'll get it on next year, or at the end of this year. Anyway, the basic idea is it's the Nativity. And the reason why everyone has to go home is not because of the census, but because of a virus and a lockdown. So this song is called Lockdown. It's sung by a variety of people, of which I will be playing all of the people. And I'm just going to do a quick introduction. So King Herod introduces the song because he's desperate to find out who this child is, and it's given him a good opportunity to get everybody to go back to their ancestral home. So one of the rules of lockdown is you must return to your ancestral home. So he's decided that he could get all the descendants of the line of David to go back to Bethlehem. So this is called Lockdown. I hope you like it, and yeah. You heard the Romans. We're heading into lockdown, people. That means you must all return to your ancestral home and stay there until further notice. Specifically, but not limited to, descendants of the line of David, who must return immediately to Bethlehem. We're heading in a lockdown now. Whoa, whoa, in a national lockdown now. Whoa, yeah, yeah, gonna lay a TikTok down now. Whoa, whoa, we're heading into lockdown now. Whoa. Oh, the virus is spreading, but it won't defeat us. We survived the Romans, so this ain't gonna beat us. We advise sanitizer, I bought 10 liters. Hey, don't get too close, you fool. 2 meters. We got a little problem. What? Just 1 or 2? The shops run out of paper for the loo. Oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. God help us if anyone needs to do a poo. Coming through. You're gonna be put on furlough. Oh, oh. You'll be teaching your kids at home. You'll be drinking Merlot. Oh, oh. A little too much Merlot. You'll be teaching history and spelling and maths and science, doing Joe Wicks PE. We love a little bit of Joe Wicks, so we're heading into lockdown now. Whoa, whoa, international lockdown now. Whoa, yeah, yeah, gonna lay a TikTok down now. Whoa, whoa, we're heading into lockdown now. You can exercise, but only for an hour. I've run out of bread and pasta and flour. I have to ask you to put on your mask. I mean now, wow, someone's been given a little too much power. The whole population on the edge of collapse. The virus spreads while the head of state naps. Wash your hands, happy birthday, now turn off the taps. 8 p.m. Thursday night, Jerusalem claps. The whole of the nation under house arrest. Everybody's waiting and everybody's stressed. My donkey's got a cough, but he can't get a test. Even my sheep are depressed. Oh, you're gonna be put on furlough. Oh, oh, you'll be teaching your kids at home. You'll be drinking Merlot. Oh, oh, a little too much Merlot. You'll be teaching history and spelling and maths and science, doing Joe Wicks PE. We're getting pretty sick of Joe Wicks. We used to love a little bit of Joe Wicks, but we're getting pretty sick of Joe Wicks. I wanna hit Joe Wicks with sticks. I'm gonna kick Joe Wicks in the nuts. We're heading in lockdown now. Whoa, whoa, gonna lay a TikTok down now. Whoa, yeah, yeah, we're heading in lockdown now. Whoa, whoa, we're in a national lockdown now. Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Thanks, Darren. Yeah, glad you're wearing a mask because we want things to be COVID safe, even remotely. What a funny song. Yeah, nice to hear a song that is so relatable, but still funny, and some banging rhymes, which of course we'd expect nothing less. All right, I'll line up draws to the end, 2 more songs, and so pleased that this next writer can join us again. I'm got to be at least one of his biggest fans. His show Rags Parkland Sings the Songs of the Future, which was released which the album was released just as lockdown started, basically, was my Spotify Wrapped #1 by quite a long way, actually. Maybe it's slightly embarrassing that I'm even saying this, but yeah, I listen to it most days, and you should too. It's on the aforementioned playlist of banging newish musical theatre from around the world that I have made, and will keep updating. I can only put one song from every show. The one I picked was really good, but there'll be more from Rags Parkland. Anyway, he's in snowy Brooklyn right now, and I'm really pleased to take you there now to the amazing Andrew R. Butler.
Hey y'all, how's it going? It's so good to be here. Adam, you're the most kind and sweet. And for all of you accordion fans out there, I'm among you. That album features accordion pretty heavily. It's like a 5-instrument show, and accordion is one of them, played by my brilliant collaborator Rick Burkhart, who's like a frickin' accordion genius. But today I'll be playing the instrument that sadly the accordion has replaced, apparently, according to the chat. I don't know if it's in bad taste to reference the chat when you come onto a live stream, but it's too late now. I did it. I'm going to sing a tune from another musical of mine, one that I've been working on for a long time with playwright Andrew Farmer. It's called Finn the Fearless. It's sort of a Floridian folk tale about this guy named Finn who thinks that his heart is asleep and he thinks he needs to wake it up so that he can honor the memory of his mother. And his last-ditch effort to do that is he travels to Central Florida where the devil lives, or has a vacation home, as it were. And there, he also meets a young woman named Annabelle who seems to be held captive by the devil, and a part of what Finn is going to do there is play this bet that nobody has ever won. All these folk heroes have tried it and failed, and the devil is like collecting their souls so that he can, like, you know, open up hell and take over the world, blah, 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 devil stuff. And Annabelle has been helping Finn, or trying to help Finn, who is a little bit bumbling, but so pure that he is making it farther than any other hero ever has before. And so the devil realizes he needs to change his tactics, because this Finn character is seemingly not susceptible to the same thing that other heroes are susceptible to. And so he goes to Annabelle to try to convince her to change sides. He's like, I know you've been trying to help the heroes. I know everything that's going on. And if you decide to help him and he wins, then our little deal is off. And you don't want that to happen to your dad, which is sort of mysterious, exactly what he's talking about. And just tells her that, you know, you can't have anything without sacrifice, which feels like a very devilly thing to offer up. And Annabelle contends, what could the devil, what do you even know about sacrifice? And the devil is like, I know everything about sacrifice. And then it's a musical, so he sings this song. Do you know what it's like to be lost in the night, but to know that it's safer than the day? To be chased, be reviled, be erased, be exiled from the place that your heart wants to stay. Thrown away, thrown away, thrown away, not a prayer left to say. When you think that there's gotta be some place to go, but there's no place that don't know your name. They know what you did, about the secrets you hid. They know every mistake that you made. You'll spend every day running and scraping and tumbling, thinking that you'll get away, but you're always right there in that unholy glare, way too far gone to be saved. Thrown away, thrown away, thrown away. That's the price that we pay for mistakes that cannot be forgiven, for the breaks that cannot be unriven. The best we can do is honor our debts, play the difficult role that a bad choice begets. So let's you and I make a life here, a smoldering green paradise here. Or you could leave to see what's out there, but warning's fair. You'll regret if you go. Your poor daddy will know that you gave up on changing your ways. Don't throw that away. Don't throw him away. Talk to Finn, Annabelle, help me win. What do you say? sadly, she agrees. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Wow, so cool. Such a great song. Yeah, get Rags Parkland sing Songs of the Future in your ears immediately. It is amazing and very soulful and kind of like uplifting, and also existentially will rip your soul and heart out as well, which, like all the best shows, should do at least a few things at the same time. Someone in the chat said that the shadow behind me was terrifying. Is it that's a man who's climbing up a rope? That's what that it's a piece of art, I think. But yeah, so that's what that is, and that's a bonfire. Thank you so much for joining us at the Signal Online. It's been so inspiring to hear all these amazing writers and performers bring this work to our living rooms. I have had an amazing time, and I can see from the chat that you have too. Also, just to say, I really like the fact that Andrew referenced the chat, because that's like the stream turning in on itself, and then we know for a fact that we're all here together. And there's something, you know, when you see streams of videos, no one really has to be there. It's like sending holograms to a party. So I like it, we're all here, and I see everyone getting freaked out in the backstage, and see everyone messaging each other, checking if they've got their sound settings correct. And yeah, anyway, it's thanks everyone, not only for giving your songs and your time, but also for wrestling with the technical landscape that we live in to make sure everything it runs as smoothly and sounds as good as it can. I would just say again, if you've had a nice time, we'd love you to buy a ticket or donate in lieu of buying a ticket. alpmusicals.com/donate. We're recommending £5 per viewer. If you have more to give, it would be gratefully appreciated, as well as probably a few online signals. I'm also planning Signal Boost, which will be a big festival and conference, and a chance to see longer bites of shows that have been developed through Signal and that I'm developing through ALP. Let the plugging commence and continue. All of the digital shows that I and ALP and a lot of amazing writers and collaborators made in the last few months are all available to watch. Shift Alt Right is available at alpmusicals.com/Shift Alt Right. Public Domain and Fabulous Fox Sister are available for another 10 days over at Southwark Playhouse. That's southwarkplayhouse.co.uk. Obviously every Signal Online concert that has ever happened and every Signal in person has ever happened, all of the videos from every single one of them is on the alpmusicals.com website. So while I understand that is would require the deepest of dives, they're there for you if you want. If you want to leave them on in the background, if you want to start the playlists, if you want to see what takes your fancy, if you want to, and yeah, the whole idea of this is that it's transparent, it's open, and everything that we do is kind of on display, so that people can start realizing that there are so many incredible musicals and incredible writers who deserve the respect and the validation and the kind of the prestige that sometimes seems to elude musical theatre writers for some reason that I cannot quite understand and have never really been able to understand. But so my care and is always about giving them the prestige and the belief that they deserve. And you can find us at ALP Musicals on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can tweet #Signal Online if you want to talk about this. If you want to talk about musicals, you can do that. You can find me at Adam Lenson. I would also just give a big shout out to Matt Powell and Christian Shawnee, who have been putting the show technically together with me. And if you need technical solutions for your upcoming show, live stream, hybrid event, whatever, you can find us at the website theatrical.solutions. That's the whole website. We're also on Twitter. But yeah, if you need consultancy, live streaming, hybrid work, anything. There have been a lot of plugs today, but I don't know. I'm trying to keep busy because there's a pandemic, and keeping busy, I realised keeps the tears away to an extent. Anyway, I'm really glad you've all been here, and I'm glad you've all been borne witness to these amazing songs. And without further ado, on to our final pair. They are so brilliant. I've been privileged to work with them recently as you sort of can in this mad time, I worked on the show Ride that they wrote, which was at Vault Festival just before the world changed, and then was amazing to be able to do a production of their show The Limit, socially distanced, with 2 different casts at Central School of Speech and Drama, which was staged, and whilst it was socially distanced, we were in a theatre together, and then it was filmed, and that was surreal. But it was in summer, back when things were slightly easier and cases were down, and but hopefully we'll be back there. But so yeah, I feel like I've got a lot of them in the last 12 months, but I always ask the question whenever I work with someone and a show seems to be reaching its point of being finished, what's next? And both of them, I hope they wouldn't mind me saying, are like incredibly fast at writing, but also great procrastinators. And they've been having ideas, but they have not finished a song. And I said to them, please start writing a show because I love your work. And it turns out that the best way to get them to start writing a show is to offer them a slot at Signal, and hopefully the best way to get them to finish a show will be to keep offering them slots at Signal. So without further ado, to take us into the evening and into February, it gives me great pleasure to take you to Jack and Freya.
Hi everybody, I'm Freya, and hopefully there's a guy next to me, and hopefully it's the right guy and it's Jack. We're writing a new show, and it's based on a phenomenon called the Rougham Mirage, which is a house in Suffolk that appears and disappears throughout time, and it's been reported by various eyewitnesses over history.
In our version of the story, there's a woman called Iris who's linked to the house, and when it vanishes through time, she does too. In our musical, the house is stuck in a time loop, moving through different points in time, then beginning again.
And while she moves forward, everything and everyone else stays in the present, including her romantic love interest, Olive, who sings this song.
The piece also explores more complex themes, such as branching realities created by Iris's time loop. However, we won't go into detail now, partly because it's the end of the night, and partly because we're still working out the plot and the specifics. But we hope you enjoy the song.
Okay, hopefully it's just me.
The same old themes invade my restless dreams. Thoughts of you, the life that we were making. These moments creep into my listless sleep. These thoughts of you, and I'm tired of waking. But what will looking back achieve? I'm stuck in place while you're forced to leave to chase time. You're standing in another world tonight. Are there different constellations in the sky? Chase time, inject some color to the scene of black and white. One day you're gonna find your way back home. Yes, it would be sublime to cross the sands of time, to be with you, to move in your direction. Despite the loss and pain, I'd do it all again, to be with you for a short lived inject some color to the scene of black and white. One day you're gonna find your way back home. It won't be now, it won't be soon, but one day you'll be standing here, the same old you, the same old brain still holding every memory, and you can share them with the girl who's just like me, with my eyes, with my smile, with my face, but I'm still standing in the same old world tonight, with the same old constellation in the sky. So chase time, inject some color to this world of black and white. One day you're gonna find your way back home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Freya and Jack. And that is our evening. I didn't want to jinx it by saying it before, but that is after, those of you who've watched these before, that is our first technically clean signal, which, considering 13 songs were performed live from locations all around the world, is bonkers. And that is a huge thanks to Christian Chorney and Matt Powell, and I guess me a bit, but no, they are the ones making sure it stays on the rails. But thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everyone for watching and believing in what we're doing here. Thanks for believing in the bonfire. And I think it shows that when you pick a group of writers and you let them do whatever they want, that they really do the most magical and inspiring things. And I hope you've found this magical and inspiring as I have. All right, so thank you. Donate if you want. Tweet about us if you want. This will stay online for the foreseeable forever, this concert, as will all of our concerts. So if you want to revisit or recommend it to a friend, or send it with a link to a particular time code, all of that is possible, and we hope you might do it. Watch some of our productions while they continue to be online at Southwark Playhouse, at ALP Musicals. Get ready for Podsicles, check out my playlist, and moreover, be in touch at Adam Lenson or at ALP Musicals if you need anything. In the meantime, I really hope you all stay safe, stay as creative as you can, and hopefully we'll be there with more news for you soon, and hopefully we'll all get to be in person together at some point soon. So goodbye from me, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks, everyone.